Hi guys, it's Nikki. Today I wanted to show off my PlayStation 3 and the video games that I have for it. I thought now would be a good time to talk about Sony and, the collection I have for the PlayStation 3, because unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably heard the news that Sony has announced that by 2028 they will no longer be making physical games. This is pretty devastating news for us collectors and people who grew up playing with physical media. Obviously, digital media is convenient and it's nice to have, but I've always preferred having the physical copies of the games because it's just nice to know that they can't take that away from you. Even with that, they've shut down servers for games, and a lot of games that were primarily online based, it was unfortunate that they took those away, but people were still able to find ways to work around that, which is awesome. The point of this video is not to rant about how sad it is that physical media will be going away, but is to just more so celebrate why we love physical media. I'm going to be getting into just showing off the PlayStation 3 itself and showing off the video games that I have in my collection, and I hope you guys enjoy. The PlayStation 3 was first released in Japan on November 11th, 2006 and November 17th in North America. It was later released on March 23rd, 2007 in Australia and Europe. The PS3 was part of the 7th generation of gaming consoles, along with its competition, the Xbox 360 and the Nintendo Wii. At the time, it was an impressive machine. This console was capable of outputting games in 1080p resolution. This console had cool features included that some of us may have used in our sales pitch to our parents. I know I did. It had a built-in DVD/Blu-ray player. You could save photos, videos, and music on the system. My parents loved that we were able to save music from their CDs on here and watch photos from our vacations on a slideshow. It took me until late 2008 to convince them to get it, but they loved it once they got it. The PS3 had multiple versions made during its era, including regular consoles with different amounts of storage and slim models. The first controller at launch was a 6-axis wireless controller with built-in motion sensing technology. In 2007, they added vibration support to newer controllers, which still included the former features. So the PlayStation 3 was an amazing console. It actually was my first PlayStation that I owned. I had played a little bit of the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 via friends and cousins, but the PlayStation 3 was the very first console that I got to have. Not the first console in general, but out of the Sony consoles. I was also team Sony versus Xbox. I was definitely that person that thought the PlayStation 3 was better than the Xbox, but no hate. It just, it was a thing back then. If you know, you know. And at that time, before smartphones, it was really cool that you could do so many things that now kind of seem silly, but it was cool to be able to store your music on the console. It was cool to have your photos, which I touched on a bit earlier. You could just save media to it, you could view it from there. You also had the ability to add friends and message them, so you could meet friends online when you were playing video games. And it seems kind of silly now because now people live on social media, but back then it was actually really exciting to meet friends on there, and you could just message them and almost have these pen pal friendships, and I had several of those and it was really cool. Of course, you could add your friends in real life and you guys could all hop on and play games at the same time, which was really cool. And yeah, just the culture around gaming back then was a lot cooler in my opinion. I don't know, it seemed a bit different back then. But I feel like the PlayStation 3 was just really innovative, and I feel like the leap from the PlayStation 1 and 2 to the 3 was a lot bigger than the PlayStation 4. I really appreciated how simple the user interface was. I think that the PlayStation 4, we kind of went a weird direction with that. Everything was just I don't know, chaos. It kind of bothered me. But yeah, overall, I really am nostalgic for the PS3 era, and that was my personal favorite generation out of all the PlayStation consoles. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed taking a look back at Sony's PlayStation 3. It's very nostalgic for me, and I really love that era. It was my favorite generation out of the Sony consoles. While it is sad we will not be having physical media from Sony anymore in the future, it's still really cool that we have all these games that we still can collect and look at, and you know, there's tons of retro game video stores that you can visit. So, but anyways, I hope to see you guys next time, and let me know your thoughts about how you feel about the PlayStation 3. Is this a console that you had growing up, or did you never get to experience the PlayStation 3? And what are your thoughts on it? Also, what are your thoughts on physical media going away? All right, well, I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.